Hey there, strikers. Happy Saturday. What do you think about Eternal Digital Servitude? Transformers, Rise of the... Oh, please, just be over already. Or Indy's Jonesing for Last.
And welcome to Good Burger. With a good burger, let's lurk. Scott, it's been a week. I know that we haven't really had chances to watch things, to spend a lot of time. You've had stuff going on. I'm just waiting to see Margot Robbie get pounded in Oppenheimer. Wait, hold on. Those movies.
I think you're thinking of the wrong thing. Somebody told you bad information.
Apparently. Now, hold on. Okay, so before we get into all the things that I want to talk about today, you saw that Oppenheimer reviews are coming out. Barbie reviews are coming out.
Oh, yes.
And did you hear about, like, the 15-minute full frontal sex scene that we're getting in Oppenheimer, which has, like, a 4-hour runtime?
You know what? Now that you say that, I'm really disappointed because I actually heard it was in the other movie.
Everybody wants to see Margot Robbie.
No, it's more Ryan Gosling, I think.
Oh. Didn't Ryan Gosling get pounded in that Brokeback movie?
He was not in that movie.
It was Heath Ledger and Ryan Gosling? No. They all look alike. What's that guy's name?
I don't know what fanfic you're reading, Willy, but it was definitely Jake Gyllenhaal.
I felt I must have fallen asleep and dreamed about it.
Oh, you had already finished, so yeah, you were just tired out.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
Okay.
Is that a true story, though? Like, is there a sex scene in Oppenheimer?
Yeah, and it's like aggressive. Apparently, it's like Cillian Murphy and who
Robert Downey
plays
Jr. Please say Robert Downey Jr.
It would have been better if it was Emily Blunt, but it's not. It is. Oh God, what's her name? We all know her name, and I can't remember it right now. Yeah,
you gotta Google it.
Oh, this is offensive that I don't know this. Like, I'm actually pretty upset with myself. What's the girl that was in Black Widow?
ScarJo?
Not that one. She's not in this movie. That one.
Hold on. The one girl who was in Black Widow?
I don't like where this is going.
Oh, the standalone, not played Black Widow, standalone.
Yeah.
Yes. Florence Pugh.
Thank you. Dude, seriously, I don't know why, but I went to IMDb. IMDb, you gotta figure this out right now. The top, 20 actors on this list doesn't include Florence Pugh. She should be above Stephen Hoska or Harry Groner. Apparently in this movie, though, she takes Cillian Murphy's Harry Groner.
I was going to say, Harry Groner, I think you're looking at the adult version of Oppenheimer. It's just called Explode.
The whole movie is a euphemism.
But, Willy, we're going to go see this before the next show, right? You and I are going to go see both of these movies, and we're going to have a Barbenheimer special.
I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking of a barbecue. I thought about wieners again. I was like, ooh.
Before we go see those movies, let's talk about the movies that aren't going to be happening. Thankfully, these two got out before this strike that is going on. The actors have joined the writers since the last time we recorded. So now we've got people you've never heard of, but have created some of the best shows that we all know and love, standing right next to the faces of those shows. Like, I think all of the Avengers cast have been out. Mm-hmm. I think I saw Brad Pitt. I'm just making things up right now. AI is fooling with my brain.
That's one of the problems, Scott.
Yeah, that's right. That is one of the problems. Did you hear about this crazy rule that from a corporate standpoint makes total sense why they would want to do this? But from a you and I sense, you're like, who in their right mind would agree to this?
So on The Verge this week, it says actors say Hollywood Studios wants their AI replicas for free forever. And so imagine, Scott, you are the lucky one that gets to be like, hey, he's ambiguous. Let's put him as a background actor in this movie. And so they go and they 3D scan you and they use
Mm-hmm.
AI to have a copy of you. And they say, hey, thanks for the day of work. We own you forever.
Not
So
you, the digital copy of you. We're gonna play good cop, bad cop here. I'm gonna be the evil corporate greedy man, and you're gonna
your
be the
lifelong
struggling
dream,
actor. Yeah.
my current reality. But I
Here's
think
the
that's
deal,
screwed
right?
up. I think that there should be like a fee for service. Like every time you want to use my replica,
Mm-hmm.
day rate.
Right now, actors get paid to be on a certain thing
Yep.
forever. I guess enshrined in either film, digital, whatever. And then they get residuals. They'll get checks for how many times it plays on TV or how many times it plays on theaters or reruns on the movie channel, whatever. And those residuals are very small. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to live a life of luxury off of them, but the more things that you're in, the more checks you get forever, in perpetuity. They want to replace you with a digital version of yourself so that they never have to call you in again. A video game character will just be playing you in every single movie or TV show forever. And they only want to pay you for 1 day's rate, which is like $400 or something like that. One time.
So Sean Gunn, he had a video on TikTok. Like if you want to follow a lot of these actors,
Mm-hmm.
the guy who played Roy in The Office, he's out. Well, Sean Gunn last week said he was in almost every single episode of Gilmore Girls, which
Right.
was one of Netflix's top earning shows. And he made next to nothing in residuals. And it's because there's a difference between the cast of Friends and the residuals that they make having their show syndicated across network television. Like
Right.
their shows being played there, they're like, sweet, we're just racking in millions still year after year. Versus these other actors, they're not getting that same cut because Netflix is like, oh, it's not the same deal.
Would you allow yourself, as somebody who is not an actor, to be digitized to be put into movies? Like just background characters.
How much?
They're never going to see your
How much?
face. Never going to see you like up close. You'll just be one of the people sitting at a bistro cafe. You'll be a person who gets a building dropped on them like in the distance.
Oh, that would be fun. But how much?
And let's say I'll pay you $1,000 just to be this background character. Never,
No.
and there'll be an agreement that you'll never be on screen in a recognizable form.
For $1,000?
Yeah, just to have
Do I
your
get to
body.
change my likeness?
No, you're not in
Big
control.
wiener?
I don't know, but the real question is why are they trying to digitize actors? There's got to be software that has the capabilities of creating just random people. They don't need the Brad Pitts to be it unless they are truly trying to steal people's souls.
Apparently, the new Indiana Jones, which we'll talk about later, had a lot of CG Indiana Jones, and some of the reviews coming out are saying it's like the best, like de-aging they have
Yeah.
seen in a film ever.
I've heard a lot of positive reviews about just the opening sequence.
And that's really interesting because do you think Harrison Ford was like, I'm okay with this? He had to have been.
Right. They probably told him what was going on. At least I would hope so.
Yeah. I mean, Will Smith, controversy aside, he did Gemini Man and he played himself. He had a younger version and an older version, a normal version.
And then there's the Flash, where it was just another actor with Ezra Miller's face digitally ripped off and copy pasted onto his.
I think for me to be able to get paid in servitude, just be that body forever, $10,000.
Let me put this another way. You are going to be your own streamer. You're going to be your own avatar in the upcoming metaverse, which is not done yet. It's still around. NFTs, gotta love them.
We thought about making NFTs.
But ready. Thank goodness we didn't. But we still could. Be on the lookout. Anyway, the avatar that you're going to create with your new Ready Player One headset when it comes out in 2020, whatever, 2030, maybe, you could technically make your own movies. You're in control. Suddenly you're going on auditions as a digital person for these digital movies that are coming out. Is that any different than what they're trying to do? They're just trying to, get ahead of the rights because they know it's coming.
But I think you have control of it, right?
Maybe, because do you own the platform that you're going to be inserting this digital person onto?
I can insert it wherever I want. Consensually. And that's the problem, is that this doesn't have both side consensual.
But you're eventually going to do this. You're eventually going to get scanned, and you're going to be like, oh, I want to go play in whatever Facebook's world is. Do they own you? Because I think right now, the answer is yes.
I think right now the answer is yes.
Hollywood's
I don't know if we're going to solve it.
Yeah, we're definitely not going to solve it, but it doesn't seem right.
No.
And we're kind of giving people a warning, like maybe you want to pause before you jump into this future metaverse.
Speaking of things,
speaking
you
of
should
pausing,
take a pause. Scott,
Jinx,
you owe me a kiss.
Oh.
I decided, based on the show, I needed to watch something this week. So I watched Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Where?
It's on streaming.
Oh, okay.
Rentable. It's rentable.
You didn't think it was good?
So Rotten Tomatoes, or IMDb, has it rated like 6.2 out of 10. Let's see, the good old Rotten Tomatoes.
I think IMDb looks like trash, by the way. It's been
terrible.
around forever. Horrible interface.
Fix it. Just fix it. It's owned by Amazon. Like, guys.
It is?
Yeah, IMDb's owned by them.
That explains things.
Yeah. Their websites are garbage. They're always garbage. But they're the backbone of the internet. So Transformers: Rise of the Beast on Rotten Tomatoes is a tomato meter of 53, but an audience score of 91.
So you, the audience, loved this movie, and we can move on. All right.
This
Indiana
was utter trash. Garbage, terrible acting. I'm going to give my hot takes on this. The soundtrack was not as hyped up as everybody thought it might be.
How many Linkin Park songs were in it?
0.
Well, there you go.
That, or I didn't know what it was. It goes like, if you think of like a kid wanting to watch this, you have the Autobots as a breed. You have the Maximals as a breed. A race?
A race. Thank you.
Okay. Maximals, Autobots, and it wasn't Decepticons. It was a different evil race.
Really?
Yeah. They weren't good. They didn't have any character transformation. They didn't have any build-up. The two main actors, like at one point, the male lead in this movie gets part of a suit. I'm going to spoil some of this, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to spoil much of this. It doesn't matter. So Anthony
Guilds
Ramos,
don't want you to do this right now.
I don't
to let
care.
you know.
Anthony Ramos is playing Noah Diaz, and he gets like a piece of one of the other Autobots, and it turns him into like a freaking like a mini transformer, a human-sized transformer, able to attack full size. That's just not how physics works. That's not how any of this works.
checking a science of a Transformers movie. Okay.
The worst
all right.
part though
Right.
is he's at his wit's end. He doesn't think he can do it. He's trying to make his way to be that superhero. And so he picks up an intercom and he hears his little brother, Chris, give him a speech like, "Hey man, you can do this. You're the best. Nobody else in this world can do this." But you've seen that goddamn boy on screen for 2 minutes. And they gave him a handicap. Like, he's physically handicapped and sick. And so, like, am I supposed to have some heartbreak for this kid that I've never met and I don't know what he's going through? And he could just have a limp. It's so dumb. It's so contrived. It is not worth an ounce of time to watch this movie. Whoever rated it a 91%, get yourself checked out. You've got problems.
I'm pretty sure that kid won. That was like his Make-A-Wish. So you're just
God.
you just shat all over a dead kid.
Rest in peace, Dean Scott Vasquez.
I don't know if that's true. I'm just making that up. But really, I am saddened to hear that another Transformer movie is bad.
Oh no, I never would have guessed.
It really is the death of my childhood every single time one of those movies comes out. I'm glad that Peter whoever is getting another paycheck to be Optimus Prime.
Good for him. When was the last time a Transformers movie came out that you were like, that was good?
1984.
You didn't even like the first one?
What are you talking about? That was the first one. They killed
Live
Optimus
action.
Prime. Oh, live action? Yeah, it was actually good when I don't know how old I was, but it had a good soundtrack, but still no, it was bad. It was Michael Bay.
Dude,
Why?
that first one though.
I know.
2007.
You just like Megan Fox. That's the only reason you like it.
So does so many other people.
Yeah. Machine Gun. Somebody else.
Josh Duhamel,
Josh Duhamel's a great actor.
great actor.
North
Tyrese
Dakota
was in
guy.
it, comic relief. Anthony Anderson. Like, there were so many things in this movie that they got right.
Anthony Anderson was in that movie. Oh wow,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay.
John Turturro.
He's great in everything. Honestly. The Jesus.
What an amazing cast. Well done. It had like so much realism and grounded with like real military weapons, and I don't know, maybe the second movie that they did was good, and then after that it kind of fell downhill.
It was definitely sponsored by the industrial complex. You have to see that, right? It was getting people to join up to fight the big evils.
Isn't that every Michael Bay film though?
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure.
Speaking of the industrial complex, let's talk a little bit about Disney.
The Mouse House.
Scott, do you want to see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny?
Indiana Jones in the senior living community? Like, what are we still doing? Why is he still jonesing?
Some say he's still stuck in that fridge.
You know, it would make a lot more sense if he had just died right there. Slams into the ground. The end.
It's just a bloody mess.
Pulp, flesh and bones. Where's that edit? We need that edit.
That's
Or it's just like this. You know when that guy like drinks the wrong thing and he melts into the bones, you know, because he got he got flung by a nuclear bomb.
Dude.
Maybe that the fridge opens is just a skeleton of Indiana Jones and dust.
So okay, hold on. So we're gonna go see Oppenheimer, and then immediately when that movie's done, we're gonna start watching Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. just for that scene.
I can't wait. We're gonna edit Oppenheimer and Crystal Skull as soon as it's available. We're gonna rip that shit.
So I bring up the Indiana Jones thing because we were talking last week about like what movies we thought were going to be the top of the box office, which ones are taking the lead. Do you remember where Indiana Jones showed up?
5, 6,
Yeah, it was
7,
that QAnon movie was
7.
maybe beating it.
No, the QAnon movie was last. Which, by the way, found out that there's a lot more to that conspiracy. We'll talk about on another show.
Uh-huh. Indiana Jones, it looks like on Monday, July 17th, last weekend, it made $12.3 million. Beaten out by Insidious, Sound of Freedom, and Mission Impossible.
Oh, wow.
And word is coming out that this movie was one of the most expensive movies to make, which always is like Disney's big saving. Like,
I think at
big
least 300 million. Yeah.
It's only taken in 300 million at the box office, which for this franchise is a disaster.
Movies suck these days, honestly.
Seriously.
They just keep... I know everybody supposedly wants another Marvel movie. Everybody supposedly wants another Star Wars movie. But we're just getting sequels and retreads. And this is not the first time we brought it up. People have been talking about this for a decade. They're like, why is there no original stories anymore? A24, bless their, very disturbed soul, seems to be one of the few studios giving us original scripts. Now, I feel like all of their movies are just kind of allegories for the other studios because they just keep giving us horror. Why are we watching a 95-year-old Indiana Jones? Let him retire. Just let him ride off into the sunset.
I think one of the best directors right now is Jordan Peele.
Yes. He can't come out with movies fast enough. But once again, they're all horror movies.
I mean, yeah, they've got horror to them. He's gone on and talked about like the difference between making comedy and horror is that they both need to be pretty grounded in reality and then get more weird over time. You're right. And horror is neither of our like go-to movie. But is there like a different director that we've been watching where we'd say like they're making some fun stuff?
We could say Christopher Nolan.
I mean, well, we have to wait for the full penetration. I mean, the release.
Why is there a sex scene in that movie? It makes no sense.
We'll never know. They said it was integral to the character development. Cillian Murphy was just like, Chris, I will be in this film.
But
I want a Florence Poppet and Locket.
They play husband and wife?
I don't know.
What if it's just like a horrifying montage of like thrust, fire, thrust, bomb making, thrust, like just back and forth, sex, explosion, sex, death.
With Eye of the Tiger playing in the background.
Oh my gosh.
This is the Eye of the Tigers.
But detuned like Jordan Peele does, so it sounds scary. Yeah. Well, that's our show, lovely lurkers. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Please rate and review wherever you lurk.
We appreciate the love, so remember to be kind to each other, and we'll see you next week.